Welcome, friends, to Tanked Up, the podcast about video games and beer. I'm one of your hosts, Ben, here with Lucy.
I'm back.
Ah, did you go?
No, I never left. That's why Aadil's in the same clothing. He never left either.
Yeah,
We're just here in limbo on the internet.
we live here. It's
Mhm.
just when Ben allows us to be on stream that we have a notion of interacting with other people. Otherwise, Lucy lives in her little cave and I live in my little cave. Which, to be honest, now that I look around, Lucy's cave is much more entertaining. If I was stuck in
Wow.
one of these three rooms,
Mhm.
I'd want to be stuck in Lucy's.
Definitely Lucy's, yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
got a lot of DVDs back there. Everything else is tat. So
No,
if you want to play with them, though,
although I have tons of Lego in this room right now.
I mean, that would suit me.
But then
I mean,
also,
behind the chair, out of frame, is also a lot of Lego. Finally built that.
see, I can't even win.
I mean, my Lego's been dispersed across the house, but I've got a few bits still on the shelves. Not a huge amount now. Not a huge amount. Oh, it's zoomed in very slightly. I don't know why I did that. But, oh well. Yes, welcome, friends. It's episode 383. Let's open up some beers. Lucy, have you got a beer this week?
Yeah, you need to fix your camera there because you look slanted, and it looks like everything off from your shelf is about to fall onto you, and I'm very scared for you. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Good.
Yeah, I'm having a track beer.
Ooh.
Good record.
I like the track. And it took me a bit, but anyway, we got a track beer. It's called Sea of Stars. Was that the name of that game that came out from?
Was.
Yeah, the Ninja Warrior game.
The Messenger.
The Messenger. Yeah. That was the name of it. The Sea of Stars. Okay. Have yet to play it. Hopefully get around to it before it leaves Game Pass, but we know how that goes.
Oh,
you tried it? Okay.
Yeah, I've tried it. I played about an hour. I think it might have been. Did Aadil and I? We discussed it very, very briefly? I think because Lucy, you're off for a week. But yeah. I played about an hour and was kind of done with it.
Slow burn, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sea of Stars, which is a double IPA. It just says Nelson Sauvin. Maybe that's the only hop. I'll look at the back. Anyway, it's 8%.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't see any other mention of any other hops. So yeah, maybe it's a single hop beer.
Okay, nice.
Single hop dipper.
Good. Aadil, what are you drinking?
Oh, I got something special this week.
Ooh.
Ooh, is that a Spider-Man?
It is from Tartarus.
Okay. That's
Tartarus
an
beers.
interesting.
It's the Umibozu.
Oh, okay. Right. I just saw the because I couldn't see because the lid just the bottle cap just blends in with your background, so I couldn't see it.
Oh yeah. No, they actually have googly eyes on it.
Nice.
And it is a Squid ink seaweed and yuzu imperial goza.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, this is like I said. I was like, I was at the Hop Knocker a couple weeks ago. I'm like, well, I can't not buy this.
Yeah,
it has googly eyes.
That's what got you, not the squid.
Yeah. So yeah, 9.3%. Umibozu or Sea Priest is a Japanese yokai. They appear in calm waters, turning them tumultuous. They either smash ships or ask the sailors for a barrel, which they use to drown the sailors. The only way to escape is to give them a bottomless barrel. For our second birthday, we brewed the most insane beer we could think of, an Imperial Goza inspired by Japanese cuisine, brewed with squid ink, wakame, seaweed, coriander, pig salt, and yuzu for a fruity sour and umami flavor profile.
I like all those things. I like all those things that you just listed off there.
Right? It's like, this is
Squid
going
ink,
to be
I like.
a beer.
It's going to be.
I like.
It's going to be the
also
combination
like-
of them,
I
right?
like.
It's all good flavors, but it's going to be that combination. how they actually fit together. That's going to be interesting.
Tastes like dirt.
Hi guys.
It's very good.
You need to turn it upside down so it works as the
Yeah.
mouth, all of it in there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
My beer is nowhere. Ooh, nice. That's a lovely colour.
It is blue-green.
Yeah, that's definitely something a Kraken would live in.
Sorry, I know you were trying to move on, Ben, but
No, that is, we need to talk about that. It looks like that horrible No, that was much lighter blue. That horrible mash gang beer that I
Yeah,
had.
that alcohol-free one you
But
had.
Oh,
yeah,
that
but
one.
Mm.
Yeah.
that went down the sink. But that was like much lighter blue.
Yeah, it was almost like
Uh,
candy, sort of.
yeah,
Almost candy floss blue, wasn't it? I suppose.
yeah. It's just like this should not exist.
My beer is a little bit more reserved, I think, than both of yours. It's very much lighter. It's only 5%. I am drinking Party Wave, which is a new beer from Bristol Beer Factory. We, as a company, my business, we got invited to an event at Bristol Beer Factory on Monday evening. I didn't go. I've got kids. I can't do these evening work
Having
things.
kids sucks.
I know, but it did just put Bristol Beer Factory kind of on my mind for the week. So as there was a new beer from them, I thought I would grab this. It has got a little bit of flavour text, bringing the down under hop energy. Topaz gets on the wave early with lychee and tropical goodness. Eclipse powers off the lip and shuts this brew down with mandarin orange and citrus peel. It is an Australian IPA, so Topaz and Eclipse are the hops.
Okay.
What's interesting is, on the back, I don't know, it's just a bit of a typo or a bit of setting out error. Topaz is in bold. Lychee and tropical goodness are in bold. Mandarin, orange, and citrus peel are in bold. But Eclipse is not in bold. I don't know whether that's just a bit of a mistake, because obviously it's one of the hops, and Topaz was as well. Anyway, I shall open this, and we'll return back to you, Lucy.
Yeah, mine is a solid block of yellow orange. Looks like a dipper, which is good.
Track seem to do that, like, solid block of beer very well.
Smells good. Light citrus on the nose. Bit of orange peel. Smells nice.
Good.
What you'd expect from a dipper. Ooh. That is quite a viscous boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got a lot of body to it. That is quite thick and pulpy. It's good though. It's got a fair amount of bitterness at the end, which like cuts through that like very thick, viscous body, which is nice. But yeah, just from the mouthfeel alone, you can tell it's a big boy beer, and yeah, can taste the alcohol as well.
Okay.
Was it 8%? This is just very nice. I think I'm getting like slightly, vinous kind of finish with that bitterness as well. Maybe that's the Nelson Sauvin creeping in. But yeah, if this is just like one single hop beer, it's quite impressive because it is very, very fruity.
Yeah.
Very tropical, mango, citrus, orange, all that. It's just a very good dipper. This is what I want from a dipper. Something
Nice.
that's, simple, but you can tell you're drinking a big boy beer. Not watery. This is probably more on the side of very thick. It's like, you'd think it may be, like those I don't know. I guess a sour beer, like one of the, I think it was probably the gosh, who is it? The guys who do the sour beers from Scotland.
Vault City?
Yes, Vault City. Like some of their beers taste like. Well, I mean, I know they throw a lot of fruit in them, but it's like you can taste like even the pulp.
Yeah.
You can just take. It's like drinking like orange juice or mango juice. This is like that. It's very, as I say, the mouthfeel and the body. It's just in your face, but the bitterness and that slight finest quality of the Nelson Sauvin just pull it back a little bit so it's not too overwhelming. But I imagine this is going to last quite some time because of that thickness, and it does feel quite boozy as well. So
Okay.
yeah, this is exactly what I wanted, because I was thinking, should I have a stout, because I've got those Brioche Christmas beers. I managed to find all three in the bottle shop.
Nice.
Even picked up the sour.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll try it. I picked up 2 of the Imperial Stout because it's like that's what I'm gonna enjoy. I was like, should I crack one open today? I was like, nah, I'll stick with this because this was already in the fridge. But this is like, yes, this is giving me the body and the heft that I would have looked from a stout today. So that's good.
Good. Nice. Aadil.
So I can smell it from off like a half meter away where I put the glass, and it, despite it being quite a light nose, it's just so unique scent, I think. You get that sort of sharp tardiness from the goza, and then a sweetness. What do they put in this? I'm wondering what that sweetness.
Yuzu?
Yeah, it's the yuzu. Yeah, on the nose. I'm not getting much of the seaweed, although seaweed doesn't really smell that much.
It does,
kind of,
but yeah.
Yeah, it depends, because I wasn't there another salt in there as well, so I suppose it depends how
and you would get that
as
soon as a drop touches your tongue, you're like, well, this is salty.
Yeah.
I'm not in a terrible way, just like not a taste you like. Literally, you said the word salt, and I was like, salt.
Well, you do get a lot of like salted gozas, so
yeah,
makes sense.
It's good. Just to be clear, it is wild though. Let me just. Yeah, so the seaweed and the pink salt are interacting really well. The yuzu's great. You know how to describe this. It's not a bad thing. Like, I think.
Do you want some time?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, that salt is hitting on multiple levels. Yeah, maybe I'll see if I can make sense of things after you go.
Okay, cool. I push you as well because I'm very thirsty. This party wave, it's got a lovely nose to it. A lot of orange, like a big orange nose, but not sort of, that kind of weak orange squash that you often get when orange is one of the bigger kind of flavours. I think they said mandarin on the back, but it's almost, mandarin orange. But it's almost got that kind of, that weight of something like a blood orange, like a real big orange flavour. But it's very, very nice. It's incredibly light as a beer, though, almost completely translucent. Very, very light in colour. That flavour's very nice. Not quite as light as I was maybe expecting it to be. What did it say? It was an IPA? Yeah, it was. It's got a lovely bitterness to it. I could, if I didn't know it was mandarin orange, I would expect it to be maybe a little bit, mandarin orange is a little bit bitter as well. But it's got a heft of bitterness to it. Like a lovely big, not quite piney, but edging towards that kind of bitterness towards the end. But that kind of kicks in pretty quickly. So the sort of the fruit flavours, that orange, that little bit of lychee that is in there as well, that's giving a little bit of bitterness too, just flows straight into this nice finish. Doesn't stick around very much, that initial kind of fruity flavour. You get a little bit of it as the bitterness kind of kicks in and takes over. And it just peters out quite nicely, but quite quickly. And this is a very dry beer. So I'm thinking it's bitter. The flavour's starting to go. It's dry. It's a little bit like it's a thinner beer, but it's got a little chewiness to it. Not a huge amount, but just a touch. And all of that combined just makes me want to go back to this. Just constantly, almost just have a straw so I can just sup very slightly, constantly as we record. But I think it would taste
I don't think I've ever drank a beer with a straw.
No, I haven't either.
No.
But,
in my life. I've seen people do it, but I don't think I've ever.
No, this is very nice. But it is a bit too pulling me back in. You know, it's not that kind of I'm going back to it because I'm like, oh yeah, this flavor's great. I want to have another sort of sip. I'm sated by that sip, and I will go back to it when I want. This is very much no. You're ready now. Come on, have another one.
Yeah.
Have another one. Have another one. Drags you back in whether you want to or not.
Yeah,
So...
like your Al Pacino. So they thought you were.
They pulled me back in. Aadil, we'll come back to you.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it starts with a light salt, but the goza tartness is there, and it slides into this like umami salt mid part, and then I think it's probably the coriander helps smooth that out a bit, but it we end with this like almost citrusy zing that's still salt. Like a salty citrus. I don't know how else to describe it. So it's like a really satisfying finish, and like the umami from the seaweed. I don't know. I think the squid ink is probably just there for color. I don't know.
Okay.
How much it. I don't know what the
has
taste
a
of
very
squid is. Mild.
Mild. Yeah, it is genuinely there for the color. Really. I mean, it does have probably adds to that umami and probably adds flavor, but out of everything in there, it is the most subtle. Just don't be alarmed when you go to the toilet later.
I got my squid.
Just
good to know.
Because you'll be like, "Am I dying?" And then you'll realize, "Oh, it's because I had squid ink." So don't worry.
Yeah. So I really that you can. It's one of those things where there's a lot of things in it, but you can kind of find them, but not in a way that they're like bricks. They're still interleaved. They just each have their moment to like, and they're distinct enough that you can be like, "Oh, that's what's going on." I think the yuzu is is shining through because I think it's part of the initial. Oh wow, that has a little bit of salt, and then that and then on the end that citrusy zingy finish, which again isn't like in your face. It's just like it's quite a citrus finish, and it lasts a while. But I'm really so enamored with that like tart, umami, salty zing that like I just want that curve, and so I don't know how long this is going to last. Even though, and boy, can you not tell it's 9%? It's a little too complex to even sort of have a notion of the ABV, if that makes sense.
Wow.
I think if I were you, I would try and track this down. Speaking of things to track down, I have a bottle each of the Roquefort. And I have booked my train tickets from the 3rd to the 5th.
Amazing. So we shall sit on the steps of somewhere outside late at night and just drink these from the bottle as we tend to do at the end of the night. But maybe not. Maybe not. Let's get into some discussion on video games this week. And I held the floor for a lot of the episode last week, and I will cede my time this week because I have tried. I've been playing a game which I think the embargo lifted today, called Dark Envoy, but I played the first few hours. It's like a CRPG, and very much enjoying those first few hours. Lots of issues, but lots of good parts to it. Big update on release date, and my save is no longer compatible with the patch that came out, so I've got to start it all over again. And didn't really fancy doing that today. When I was like, I'll go back to it for an hour. No,
I can speak to that in the game that I've been playing.
That leads in very nicely.
Yeah. I've been playing Hidden Through Time 2, which is because Ben, I know you played the first one as well. Which is a hidden object game, very much in the style of like Where's Wally or Waldo. Depending on where you're from.
I just really like the idea that there was a new series called Where's Wally or Waldo, and like they were both hidden, but you just had to find one in order to like move on.
Right.
Where's Wally?
Sorry, I've been teaching logic, right? So disjunctions and what makes them true is just we're at the front of my brain. So it's like, yeah, oh, I found Wally. Next puzzle. Oh, I found Waldo this time. I don't need to find both. It's not a conjunction.
I mean, they should bring those books back because they were very good. But yeah, so that came out recently, and I've been playing it on Steam Deck. And okay, I'll just get this done right off the top. I was playing it, and then when I logged into it, started the game up again, my progress didn't carry over.
Okay.
And I don't think it was because I was playing like. Maybe that was a patch, maybe it was pre-patch, or maybe it was like because I got sent a code. Maybe it was because you're technically playing in the dev build or whatever. But so yeah, that was like, oh no, my progress is reset, which is it's not a problem because it's like it's a very enjoyable game and it's not like very taxing. It's not like I had to defeat a very hard boss and have to go back into it. It's literally clicking on the screen to find objects. Where's Wally style? So it's not that much of a big deal, but it's like repeating anything in a game is like
yeah.
But the login system that they have, you can log in via Steam, and I was trying that like just about today. I was like trying to log in Steam. That took a few tries, and you can also create just like your own username and password with whatever system the Hidden Through Time client is. Because say if you have it on another system, your progress will carry over. So it's
nice.
like, yeah, more games should do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can kind of let them slide for that because it's like I really like that idea of your progress carrying over on different devices, which is cool. Because this would be a perfect iPad game. I'm not sure if it's on iPad. Right. May come to that. I'm pretty sure the first one came to a lot of things. I mean, it's on Xbox and
it's on all
PlayStation and stuff.
Yeah.
So I like that. So it's like okay. But yeah, that minor issue aside, I've been enjoying it. It will never fill the hole in my heart that I have for Hidden Folks. It's like I just want a Hidden Folks game every week. That would be nice, Just get someone, hand drawing all these little sprites,
all these ridiculous puzzles,
work them to death, and just give me a Hidden Folks game every week. But yeah, the thing with Hidden Through Time is it doesn't have the soul, the heart, and the soul that a game like Hidden Through that Hidden Folks is. It's I think what's interesting about Hidden Through Time, as was with the first game, is that it's you can play online maps built by members of the community. So you can build your own maps and levels and stuff like that. So I think by virtue of that being available means that the tool set and the the assets and everything have to be a bit more simple, just to allow for that user curated user created rather tool set. And they do like curate online, like these are the there's a rating system, these are the highest rated. I think they do like they're gonna go and be like these are our favorite maps for the month or whatever.
Sort of thing,
yeah, which is fun. It gives a much longer tail to the game.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the USP of this game, and the first one, because I did play a few online maps of the first one, and what I found is that any game community, there's a lot of creative people. I found that like the objects and the clues in like the user levels are sometimes like more creative and imaginative than the ones in the actual game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like a bit haphazard where the objects in the actual game are, and it's like the game, there's a campaign and there's like 4 different worlds. There's like one's medieval and there's all, I don't want to spoil it if anyone's looking to play this. But there's different palettes, basically different kinds of assets through the times, because it's
just
all
bump in
hidden
with a
through
quick question,
time.
because obviously the first game had some very specific kind of aesthetics. So they had dinosaurs, and there was Egypt, and cowboys, or the sort of the Wild West kind of stuff. And it came out with a bunch of DLC as well. So there was like I think a Japanese set or a feudal Japan set sort of one, and a Norse one and stuff like that. Are these, without going too much into what they actually are, do they differentiate enough from the first game? Does it feel okay? Cool, nice.
Apart from like the Middle Ages one, there are some that are a bit crossover, but there is one that it's like, ooh, this is very different from what was in the first game.
Good.
It's something that's like very much in our wheelhouse.
Okay.
Very much I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
I can tell you after, but it was a nice surprise to see like a different palette that's just like completely different, but it's like through the ages, but a very recent-ish time and aesthetic that we know well, and an era that we always talk to and reference. So it's not hard to imagine which decade I'm talking about. But so that's cool. But yeah, the worst part about losing my progress and having to go through the levels again was that at the start of each level, there's like this slow story narration, and it's like, I don't really care about the story, especially when it's like it's just referencing. It's like it feels like very video game development, where it's like, we've made everything, can you just record some voiceover and attach a story to this so it sort of makes sense? And it's like, I don't mind it being there to give a bit more flavour to the game.
It's not why you're there.
You can't skip it. No, it's not why I'm there, and you can't skip it, and that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially when got there's no way that I know of skipping it, because if it offers a skip button, but that's skipping to the next level. And it's like, no, I just want to skip the quick dialogue being narrated. It's not long, maybe 30 seconds tops.
Okay.
But it's like, but yeah, not why I'm there. And yeah, I wish the levels were a bit more populated with things to find. Like, you find that the levels get bigger, but like the number of objects to find doesn't grow, as much. It's still probably, because like I just think of like, where's Wally and Hidden Folks? It's like there's so much to find on like each thing, and it's like I think they miss a trick there, where they could make some really intelligent like clues and like put them in there. And they kind of tried it in this, where there's there's like a night and day. So it's like each level, it's like, okay, you've got the day and you got the night. So different things, different characters will be in different places, depending on the set of time of day. And it's like, that could be like really fascinating. Like, I don't know, like a hedgehog. And when do hedgehogs come out? At night. And it's like, okay, I know I've got a hedgehog to find. I'll go to the night one. But on the things on the icons where it's like, you know what to find, it tells you whether it's in day or night. And it's like, I was like, can I turn that off? And I don't think there's any way to turn it off. And it's like, that's the clever clue thing you should have been doing. And it's like, on Steam Deck I'm playing it, and everything works fine, apart from like it can get a bit finicky, like actually clicking on the item. So
yes.
I don't know if that's better on like desktop. I need to reformat my D drive because it's not working, and I'm like, I'm not doing that until after my exam, because literally the only thing that's on my D drive is my Steam. So it's like I don't need to back it up or anything. It's like, but it's like, why get access to the games when you should be revising? So I haven't done that yet. So I'll probably come back to Hidden Through Time in the future and speak about it. But But yeah, it's something that is good for me now, where it's like I don't want to start a new game where I have to think of new mechanics and this and that. I want to relax, and this is the thing that's doing it for me. Even though there's like little kinks that I'm not enjoying, like you know, the context clues not being as clever as they could be, and like, you know, but it's like there's not going to be another Hidden Folk, so I'll take what I can get. And this is good. You know, I really enjoyed the first game, and I'm enjoying this. So yeah, it's not if anyone's looking for anything mind blowing or massively different to a lot of other hidden object games, I'd say this probably isn't what you're looking for. The USP is the fact that you can make your own levels and play online levels, and yeah, I think that's where the tail will be. Not even, I imagine they're going to bring out DLC for this as well, but I'd say go to the user created levels, and that's where you get more enjoyment. So yeah,
cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I was going to ask, has it got a similar sort of aesthetic to the first game, which I can see from screenshots
massively so.
On Steam that it does. But also, only to mention that interesting that the controls are finicky when using the Steam Deck, because I always thought that when playing on PlayStation. Like quite difficult using the analog sticks to actually pinpoint exactly what it is that you want to. Especially when Evelyn was playing it, she really enjoys Hidden Through Time, and very much the cursor moves so quickly when she's doing it that she will overshoot the item. She's seen it, she knows where it is, she zoomed in, she's got the thing on thing, it's almost in the middle, and she can move the cursor across, but she just overshoots it just that little bit. It looks like the bush next to it or something else instead. So it's a shame that there's that little bit of a holdover from that first game as well.
Yeah,
is it
I
almost
dug
kind
into
of like
the settings, and I'm not sure if you can change like the cursor speed. I tried to. I'm not sure if I did change a setting earlier, but I don't think it worked on the Steam Deck, where it's like basically changing the dead zone of where the cursor, like the interactable zone.
Yeah.
But that didn't seem to work. It seemed to my joystick just seemed to lose complete track. And wasn't working after I changed that setting. So, as I say, and on the community discussions, there's stuff about people losing progress. So you know, it's early, so maybe another patch or two will iron out these kinks. And yeah, I mean, it's nice when things work straight out of the box on Steam Deck, but I mean, you know, even though there's probably a lot of Steam Decks out there, it's not like I'm demanding it, you know what I mean? Because it is extra work for a developer, so it's understandable. Yeah, give them a pass. Yeah, sorry, you were gonna ask a question.
Yeah, only with the first game coming out with a bunch of DLC, which might have only added 5 or 6 maps with a completely different theme to it. Does this feel like just an expanded version of the first game rather than like a true kind of sequel? Is it just big DLC rather than kind of any innovative kind of changes?
Yeah, in a way, yeah, I'd have to agree, because there are. I mean, there would come a point where it's like, how many times are we going to ask people to buy DLC? And as you know, people know, the attach rate with DLC is far lower than if you were to release a second game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense that they have released a second game, but it is just very much a continuation on from that first game. As you say, the aesthetic's very similar. I haven't seen any like major changes to like the online like ecosystem that would suggest that it would need like a complete overhaul or anything like that. I haven't been through the level tutorial yet because I wanted to complete the campaign first, but I don't know if there's anything much different.
Sure.
As I say, it seems like something that's just very much built on a tool set that makes it just very approachable and easy to use. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure. And there's the addition of the sort of the change in the night and day kind of thing, and a few other things that seem to sort of be
but nothing.
implemented.
Yeah, nothing that's like oh wow, this is so different that
Yeah.
I've encountered just yet. So yeah, it's just another game for people like hidden through time instead of like buying another 3 DLC packs. It's the second game. It's like cool. I'd be really interested if you could play online maps from the first game. In this. But yeah,
interesting to
you'd
see
think
what's
with their own
curated.
like, yeah, it'd be. You'd think with something that has like its own like little login and its own little, ecosystem where it could be like it just rolls over all the new content and stuff like that. Just rolls over into the next game. That would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how big the team are. Is it Rogueside? I don't know how big
Yes.
that team is. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And for me to lose progress and be like, still gonna just replay it. I mean, it's just like click, 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 click. I know where everything is, and not get frustrated by that. I mean, means that I am enjoying it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Interestingly, I hadn't realised that Rogueside had made other games that you have enjoyed, like Shooters, Blood and Teeth, that Orc Warhammer 40k game, and Guns, Gore and Cannoli as well.
I really like those games.
Yeah. It's very, very different to Hidden Through Time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the same.
But yeah, I mean, Guns, Gore and Cannoli is a classic. Edge of being
I bet that
racist,
would be fun on
but
yeah.
Very fun, like side-scrolling shooters, which there aren't enough of. Should make more of those. Why aren't there more of those? Why aren't there more Contra-likes?
Yeah, Contra-like is never a thing that's really taken off, has it?
Why? They're great. There's a new Contra coming, but it looks the art style looks bad.
Is that
if it plays well, then I can excuse it. But the last Contra game was awful by all accounts. I never played it, but it was something where it's like you ran out of ammo, which is defeats the whole purpose of Contra.
That does seem silly.
Yeah. Yeah, they should make more Contra. When is that Contra game going out?
I don't know. Yeah, I remember
I just
seeing something.
remembered it
There
now.
there was a new game.
Because I swear it got like. It couldn't have. Couldn't have. I'd have known.
Who is Contra these days? Who makes Contra games? I feel like it's
some
Konami.
Weird.
But it probably isn't.
Sect within Konami. It's probably 3 guys in a basement. What's the new one?
I'm just going to put in Contra. Contraband Police on the first thing that comes up on Steam. So Contra, released to be announced. There's a game called Contra Operation Galuga.
Okay.
Sure.
Bless you.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is made by Konami. Oh no, it's not made by. It's published by Konami. It's made by someone called Way Forward.
Way Forward are really good.
Way Forward are great.
I see what you're saying about the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's awful. Hopefully it'll change. Like that Bloodstained, where they like completely overhauled the art style before it came out. Yeah, Way Forward are great. So I have much higher hopes for this though.
No release date attached to that. So Steam suggests though. But yeah, maybe one to look at. The other thing you can pick up is just the Contra collection.
I'm
which
sure I
came
have
out a
that
couple of
already.
years ago, which is Konami made and published, which is.
Or maybe I can't remember if I have it.
It's Contra, the arcade version, Super Contra, Contra North American version, Contra Japanese version, Super C, Contra 3 The Alien Wars, Operation C, Contra Hardcore,
That's
Super
the best one.
Super Probotector Alien Rebels, and Probotector as well. So that's a lot of games for 15 quid.
I mean, all you need to do is just find a way to play Contra Hardcore and you're set. Because that is A game.
Yep.
That is the best one.
It's Steam
Might
Deck
see if I
verified as
could-
well in that collection. So
Oh.
there you
Should
go.
I try and find a cart of hardcore?
Maybe. Oh, if you can.
Mm.
What have you got that you could plug it into? What did hardcore come out on originally?
Genesis. Mega Drive.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't
I'm
believe you
sure
said
it came
Genesis.
over here.
That threw me off.
Yeah. No, it's just because I'm literally reading it here.
Reading,
It's
yeah.
like,
I
oh,
was
yeah.
like, to be a
Okay,
second,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right, this
yeah.
wasn't Lucy being like, I know. This was Lucy being like, I'm reading.
Yeah. But did it? It must have come over.
Yeah, I always remember the game Alien Storm on the Mega Drive, which was a Contra like basically, almost exactly the same.
There were
but
a lot
just
of them on that.
yeah, there
console,
were
yeah.
a lot of them back in the day. There were a lot of Contra likes. We just don't seem to get anything now.
Yeah,
Well.
it was Probotector in Europe. Is that what it was called? PAL. What was the PAL release called?
To be fair, it probably called
Doesn't
something
matter.
completely different over here.
Yeah, it might have been called Probotector over here. I
Um,
found a Lion King on the Master System, and it's like Spanish. It's like I don't remember playing the Spanish version as a kid, but I apparently did.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wait, you're talking about the Sega Lion King game?
Yeah, the
But there's like no words in
Master
that.
System too. No,
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know
I
why you
can't
got the Spanish
remember.
one. I'm just saying I would
Yeah.
understand that you didn't remember it was Spanish, given that.
no.
Okay, what is the Lion King
Yeah.
in Spanish, actually? Hold on a second.
Leon Ray.
Ray Leon? Ray Leon? Oh, that's like a... That's out as a name of an actor of a certain sort, is what I'm going to say.
Whose day's dead?
Oh, you mean, yeah, I meant like... yeah, fair enough.
Oh, she's grabbing it just to double check.
Yep.
But what a bit of a weird tangent going on to Contra.
El Rey Leon.
Yeah. El Rey Leon.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty much
wild.
the only. So the title screen is probably the only thing that would have been in Spanish. I guess. Like, yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure, having played the English NTSC version, that I'm pretty sure they didn't even have like interstitials with like
No.
text. I think
You
it
just
was
moved
like
between
one of those games
areas.
where you just side scrolled through
Yeah.
and you just didn't worry about. You just knew the plot because you'd seen Lion King a million times.
Yes. Yeah.
I just didn't realise it was in
Interestingly, those Disney you get. I was going to say those Disney games like Aladdin, like The Lion King, seemed a little bit kind of cheap. Just those easy, cheap kind of platformers. But actually, they came out with games like Castle of Illusion and stuff back then, which were fucking hard and had a bunch of like story in between sort of spaces and levels and things like that. So, yeah.
Good times.
Absolutely. Returning back to good times, wasn't there a game you were playing last week, Lucy, as well? Which was a little bit of a throwback. Was it Space Harrier?
Oh, Space Harrier.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't play too much of it. I haven't been back to it since then. That game's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember why I didn't get too far as a kid. I probably got further than I remember, but I know it was one of those where it's like sometimes I'd just be done with it and just play like Lion King over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I felt myself getting better at it as the more I was playing it. It happens every time I play Space Harrier, where it's just like I'm bad at this and I die within like my 3 lives go within like 30 seconds, and it's like okay, I get back into it. It's like yes, back into the groove. But what games those were? What good games?
Absolutely.
I still need to play the Suzuki game that came out on Apple Arcade, Air Twister, which is basically Space Harrier. It's basically Space Harrier, but in the year 2022 or whenever it came out. I got Apple Arcade just for that for a month. I think it was, can't remember what I got, but it was like free for a month with that. Maybe it was my new phone, and I never got right into it. So that's sad. But it's coming to console soon. So
It seems like a bit of an odd game for you, Suzuki, to make.
isn't that the guy who's? Am I getting the right guy? The guy who made Space Harrier.
Did he? Oh no, you have to. There's pure googling now.
Yeah.
Pure Google.
Yu Suzuki, designer, Space Harrier.
No, he didn't go.
Yeah.
He didn't make Space Harrier, did he?
Well, that's what I was like. I was like, look at all these crap games he made afterwards. He's like, you should have just stopped at Space Harrier.
Oh, he did Outrun?
Yeah. So I suppose
I was more talking about Shenmue. That's what.
Yeah, I know him for Shenmue more than
Yeah.
anything. I didn't realise he'd made that.
It took me a second to like
Not
clock
an odd game,
Shenmue,
then.
but I didn't realize the guy who did Shenmue did Outrun.
What was he on
Did
Outrun?
I till now? He should have stopped at Outrun then. Yeah. Really should have stopped.
To be fair,
He also produced GoldenEye.
He's a very talented man. To be fair, Shenmue, there's nothing wrong with Shenmue. I'm just teasing all the massive Shenmue fans because they seem fragile.
I do enjoy, however, that, and I don't know whether this is a like a franchise, but he was either producer, director, lead programmer on Virtua Racing, Virtua Fighter, Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Striker, Virtua Fighter Kids. So is there like a Virtua universe where all of these things live in the same space? I mean, it stops after about 1997, but I don't know, Virtua Fighter 4 2001, Virtua Cop 3 2003.
So. He's made some good games.
Yeah.
It literally, even Shenmue. Yeah. Even Shenmue.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something endearing about Shenmue, but I don't know why he made a third.
So wait, so did he have? So he did or didn't have Space Harrier? He did.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So that's why Air for what was it? Air
Opus.
Air Twister.
Air Twister like makes sense because he's just like, oh, what if I just went back to my second game?
First
His
game, I think.
Opus.
Oh no.
His greatest. Achievement.
He created champion boxing for the SG-1000.
Sure.
Fantastic.
And then Hang On.
Oh, Hang On. Oh, I used to play Super Hang On an absolute ton on the Mega Drive. It
What
was
the
one of the
heck is
games.
Hang On?
It's like it's a motorbike game. It's basically the
Oh.
bones. It's kind of like Road Rash, just without the violence.
I was gonna say,
it's like it's Outrun, but a motorbike, basically.
Right. I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds like maybe he only had 3 ideas.
And then Afterburner, pretty much just the same as Space Harrier. Like it just all follows on absolutely. One which seems a bit strange: Sword of Vermilion.
Wait, where's that?
Not a clue. Never heard of that before. But he produced it.
Oh, that doesn't count. He also produced Dynamic Dukes. Producer, I think we can like lead on director, more than producer. But although then you get rid of a lot of that virtual stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Arabian Fighter as well. Just some really random games in this, but amazing. You just go through Suzuki's back catalogue.
I get, but he's still working. To be honst.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I get Shenmue 3, right? But like.
Yeah, I'm glad he got something.
But like.
out.
From
But then-
2010 to 2019, he directed Shenmue City, Virtua Fighter Cool Champ, Bullet Pirates, Virtua Fighter Fever combo. Wait, okay, so maybe he had 5 ideas.
He had a lot of ideas in Shenmue.
Shenmue's like a
It's an enigma.
idea that keeps ideating.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool, Shenmue. I like Shenmue. I like the idea of Shenmue.
That is exactly how I feel about it.
Just to jump it down the rabbit hole a tiny bit more.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Not all Yu Suzuki related. Someone else has done a lot of these games, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 entries. Some of these are remixes, online versions, things in the Virtua Fighter series.
I knew it was going to be that one. Yep.
What? Like, surely there's just it goes of 1, 2, and 3, and that's it.
No,
No,
there was 5.
There's fucking loads of them.
It's like Mega Man. Have you seen how many Mega Men there are? There's like 7,000. It's like, Jesus.
Well, it's a robot. You can keep making them.
It's
There's
like-
only one Super Mario, right? Oh, if there's this reel / TikTok going around of people reacting to the following thing, which is people saying, "Oh, did you know that Mario isn't saying it's me Mario, he's saying Itsumi Mario."
Does it
And then the
seem-
claim is that Itsumi is, of course, a surname.
I thought
Right,
his surname was Mario, though.
Yeah, it's just this weird meme that I've seen randomly 3 times this week.
No,
And
he's
so
saying
their
it's
claim is,
me.
yeah, it's like,
He's not
no, he's
being-
obviously saying it's a me,
Yeah.
but it's a me. Like,
He's
they're like,
from
there's so much
Brooklyn and he's
wrong
an
with this
Italian.
thing.
Jesus. Come on. Don't try and hide the early, 80s racism. It's just like,
Yeah,
He's
it's
Italian.
80s racism against Italian people, not 80s racism against Italian people pretending to be Japanese people with bad accents. Like what? Like it's not a bad accented person pretending to be Italian, bad accenting Japanese, right?
Do you know who we should ask about this? Chris Pratt. He'll know.
Oh, the Chris Pratt.
He will. He knows the entire history of Mario. Except he hates Birdo. Can't stand Birdo.
And the best, of course, is like he says shit like "Mamma Mia," "Wahoo," and "Yippee," and all these other things. It's like those are not traditional Japanese expressions, but let's just pretend that it's a me.
Let's move
Also,
on.
apparently, I've just done a quick Google, and Itsumi is a surname anyway, and so it wouldn't be. Yeah, anyway, I just thought it was funny because it like appeared twice, and I'm like, this is insane. And then some
Yeah.
other random fake, some real superstar was like, "Oh, did you know? Mind blown. He says Itsumi."
Was it Chris Pratt?
No, he's not a TikTok. He wish he was an Instagram influencer.
Mm. Well, he
No,
knows that
it's not
Mario's surname is Mario
That's
because he's such
Yeah.
a massive fan.
Oh, so this is
Yeah.
the thing that I did find out. His name is Mario Mario.
I think does it depend on the area of Italy that he
Yeah,
comes from?
his
regards
dad
to the
was born in like
pronunciation,
the UK, and then he was born in
Yeah.
America.
So like the way you pronounce his surname is different than the way you pronounce his first name. It's just
Yeah,
it just works.
He's definitely American born. He's like 4th generation Italian descendant, isn't he?
I
He's
mean,
not
you,
even,
you
like...
I mean, yeah, well, he's from Brooklyn. You've
Yeah.
seen the seminal movie
Yeah.
with Johnny Legs.
It's
Oh
so
man,
good.
the closest Bob Hoskins has ever been to Italy is just like a fucking pizza shop, in it. Like,
Oh,
oh dear, oh
good
dear.
movie.
Yeah,
Good movie.
yeah.
Oh wow, hang on, really just looks like Outrun on a bike.
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Super Hang On,
Which
I guess
was
Hang
still-
On's the arcade version. Super Hang On is maybe the Mega Drive version, perhaps. I
Hang
don't
On
know
is
the
arcade. Yeah, no, you are entirely.
What's
No,
the
it got
movie?
ported to the Master System,
right.
and then Super Hang On was also an arcade game
Okay,
sequel.
it's a sequel.
And oh, interesting. It was released by Sega as a sequel to Hang On. It used cabinet. Updated relation was Super Hang On doesn't seem to have come out. Not on. I think you must have played Hang On.
No, it was definitely Super Hang On. I had a dual cartridge which had World Cup Italia 90 on it, which was a top-down.
Oh no,
game.
I just can't read. Yeah,
Super
so
Hang On.
the versions of the game were released for the ZX Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, Commodore 64 in '87, and then the Genesis, Amiga, Atari, and X68000 and MS DOS.
That cartridge also had columns on. So we would it was the only game. We used to go to bed, and my dad would just be like, "I'm going to turn the Mega Drive on and just play columns for like 6 hours whilst the kids are in bed."
Gosh, I remember playing Italia 90. You just brought that back into my head. That was good. These when games used to be good.
World Cup Italia 90 is brilliant because I don't even know. I can't remember where the it had very specific teams and stuff, but I don't know who they had to voice over. Maybe it was Mario, but it's someone that basically there's no words at all during that whole game, and they just go goal when someone scores. It's like, is this in South America? No, I'm pretty sure it's in the name, Italia. I don't know who's done the voice for this thing, but yeah,
it was a Russian. Gosh, that's when the Soviet Union was a playable nation. In
yes,
that
they
game.
were. USSR were a playable nation in it. Yeah, absolutely. There must have been maybe 16 teams you could play in that game.
It says 24.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as I remember.
I am looking
England,
at the video
Scotland.
game. Yes, I am.
England, Scotland, Italy, USSR. Yeah.
Yugoslavia.
I can't, fucking hell. Uruguay,
West Germany. Because when did Berlin Wall fell in 89? Was it?
Yeah, before World Cup Italia 90. maybe they'd made the game already.
You can't patch the
before
game.
Yeah,
there was no patching back then. Those carts were printed.
They're like bollocks. I
Yeah.
have to change everything now. Just don't worry. Just leave it.
Yeah, I think it was a late 89. So to be fair to them.
Yeah, it was like November-ish, right?
Mm-hmm. Very late.
Good. What a lovely place to come around to on our discussions. Oh, Lucy, was there anything else?
Talking about that.
Was there any other games?
This
that you wanted to talk about?
Berlin Wall.
This has been a really great episode for video games. That's what this is about. I've been drinking Squid Ink. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm drinking beer anymore. Berlin Wall and Squid Ink. That's the fucking title. New topics. Like the Tanked Up, the podcast all about Squid Ink and the Berlin Wall.
We're not a revisionist history podcast, but we could be. Good.
No more games from me.
Cool.
No more games.
Aadil, was there anything you wanted to pick up this episode? Good. I'm glad then that we've come around with our own line of bullshit just to this nice conclusion. Then let's jump into the beers that we've been drinking. Lucy, we'll come back to you first for the track.
Yeah, it's still plugging away at it. As I say, it's very satiating.
Nice.
It's very don't feel compelled to keep going back to it because unlike yours, Ben, it's not dry at all and it's like quite boozy and it's got it's got a fullness to it, a heartiness to it where it's like, yeah, I'm sated for a good few minutes after each sip. So but yeah, really nice. I really like trap beers. They just make very, 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 very good IPAs and double IPAs.
Yeah.
And I wish I had more.
Back to the bottle shop it is.
It may not be there by the time I get there.
That's true. Is this one of the because I track kind of differentiate a little bit with their beers just between standard releases and then gold top versions? I don't know if they're special releases or one-off brews or anything. Is this one of those? No. Okay.
No gold top.
No. Okay.
Yeah, silver. Nah, I think this is just one that's gonna come and go.
I mean, I don't know whether tracks still do gold top for whatever reason. Obviously, yeah.
I don't
Can't clad everything in gold these days because of the cost of things. But
true. I don't see track around much. Any just in these sides. Yeah, I mean, I see them now and then, but like, you're not gonna get like the fresh off the, not saying that this isn't fresh, but you're not gonna get every release that they do. Like, sort of like Polly's. I always see tons of Polly's beers, like every single one that they release practically. Not seeing that from track in the places that I frequent, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Always nice to pick
It's a
them up
nice
when you do
treat
see
now
them.
and then. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and whenever I do, I definitely pick them up because I know I'm going to get a quality beer.
Good. Aadil, we'll come to you then for the Tartarus.
Thumbs up.
That's great. It's really like
Sounds fascinating.
it's fascinating is a great word, and I don't and sometimes that can be used to say like, oh, this might not be enjoyable, but like an interesting trip. I actually think it's both. I think it's enjoyable and an interesting trip. I think it's the like tart, salt, umami going on works. Having said that, you want to have this when you don't want necessarily a beery beer, but you want something interesting that has tart, salt, and umami. Like if you like gozas and you like interesting flavors, you will like this beer. I think like it's got enough beer in it, but it's goza, which is its own not everyone's cup of tea. Oh, that's a weird turn of phrase for this particular moment. But yeah, I think it's really good, and I think it only got smoother as my palate got used to those things. So the like saltiness was less surprising on that initial taste, because if you recall that first taste, it was like, oh shit, salt. That kind of died out. It still had the saltiness. It just wasn't like, oh god, it's salty, because again, that might not be for everyone. And I do think that by the end, even the like citrus zing of the yuzu felt a night smoother, so it was still like citrusy, but felt less like like less bursty. Like, everything kind of smoothed out, and so there's what I said earlier was like there was distinct, like you could spot things. Actually, by the end, you kind of just felt those things happening, and the distinctness was even smoothed out between them, which is I think ideal.
Nice.
So yeah, look, if you can track down the googly-eyed beer, I would say
I will
give it a go.
try to.
Absolutely.
I do see Tartarus beers in my bottle shop, but I definitely didn't see that one.
I think it's
I only saw the cans.
I get a few Tartarus bottles in the bottle shop here.
Oh, I mean, either the next week or the week after, I will have another Tartarus beer in a bottle. Because there were multiple things that struck my fancy when I was like, oh god, I have to have this for tanked up. So.
Yeah. Fair.
I think it's been out for a minute. Umibozu.
Right.
I think it's been around for about a year.
Okay.
Or like 10 months. Like it's been around. So.
Are there any dates on the bottle at all, or?
Oh, I could probably look.
I suppose the wax seal might stop anything around.
Yeah, the wax
the
might
neck
be
and stuff. Don't worry about.
Might be covering it. I don't see.
No. That's fair.
I'll do a quick Google while you do the rest.
Sure. So the Bristol Beer Factory beer Party Wave. I mean, I liked it off the first couple of sips, but it was a little bit too pulling. I think it mellowed as I drank it more. Like my palate acclimatized that a little bit. It was still very dry, but the flavour didn't have me jumping into it quite as quickly. That dryness did want me to wet my palate a little bit more frequently than I would have liked, but at least the flavour eased off that little bit. The fruitiness maintained, the bitterness kind of just mellowed very slightly. I think just allowed that fruitiness to come through a little bit more after, maybe a good kind of half of the beer, I suppose. But that kind of lychee pushed through a little bit more. That orange was ever present, but again was just a little bit more bold, perhaps, once my palate had acclimatized slightly. And it's one that I think only 5%. I could very easily drink another one of these. Now my palate is acclimatized. If it had stayed as it did from those first few sort of sips of the first half of the beer, I probably wouldn't have wanted another one. But actually, I could very easily jump straight into another of these now that that is the flavor profile that I have on it. And I think it's one of those beers that if I drank something else now would adversely affect the flavor as well, because it was so dry and the flavor was quite strong. I think that would last a little bit now if I went and drank another IPA or a pale or something a little bit weaker perhaps as well. So nice big strong beer, but one to sort of think that if I found it as a pint, I'm drinking that for the night rather than jumping between kind of beers. So it was good. Any final thoughts then from anybody for this week?
Drink more beer. It's fun.
Nothing. Yeah. You've reminded me, Aadil.
Mm-hmm.
I just read it today, but there was apparently a guy who drank 2,000 beers in the space of 200 days.
10 beers a day?
Yeah.
That's a lot of beers. Did he have any other calories?
Yes. The article I read when they were saying, "Oh, he did it without any hangovers," and then the next line was, "But he is 25." Just like,
And he
yeah,
only
that makes
drank
sense.
like Miller Lite or something incredibly
Yeah,
soft.
but I'm just like,
Wait, why would you?
it's very bizarre.
He's a smug-looking git.
Yeah. his
Sorry, I just reacted to the.
Aadil, I was the same because the first thing that popped up was like a TikTok, and I was like, this seems like a very unlikable person. Because the smug.
Oh God, he
oozes
documented
off him.
it on TikTok.
Does he
But I
crush
don't
each
see him
can
drinking
against his
like
head?
any. I didn't. Okay, I didn't spend too much time on it because I'm like, I don't care. But I was like, what? Looked at 2 TikTok videos. I didn't see him drinking anything at all. I was like, where's the documentation? Where is his untapped?
Every single beer.
No, he's having Madrid, right? Like, yeah. So apparently,
I was like,
said,
where's the proof? I want the proof.
Yeah, apparently he documented his progress on TikTok. Whatever that means. Got the idea when I saw someone on TikTok say they were gonna drink 1,000 pints in a year, and I thought that's only 2 a day, so up to 2,000, and wanted to do it quicker, so I shortened it to 200.
And I did it, and
now he has. Wow, he went from 6,000 TikTok followers to 123,000 followers. I don't.
Not bad for
drinking some beers.
Impressive.
Mate, people are watching.
Well, yeah, people just want to see like.
Days, don't they?
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing's done. So do you think he's gonna hold on to those followers?
No.
Well, unless he goes for
more shit, right? Yeah. So I usually. I'm
gonna drink 6 cans of bleach in one day.
Oh no! Hold on a second. I have to read
just
this.
one will do. Yeah.
So he said, I usually opt for a Thatcher's or a Magners, but I have been drinking Madrid too. I like both cider and beer.
Actually, he didn't drink 2,000 beers. He drank
2,000
900. Oh, pints. Okay, he didn't specify beer.
Okay.
I get it. But yeah,
he would have had
see
360,000 calories, and he claims to spend 8,000 pounds on lager and 10,000 on Ubers to and from the pub.
Wow.
That's even dumber.
I mean, this guy definitely has a very lucrative job as
idiots with money.
Remember what I said? What I said? I was
he doesn't
right.
look smug.
He doesn't just look like it.
No, I got that same feeling exactly when you said it. Yeah. Well, as soon as I...
Back.
I lost you all. You were all dead for a moment in the internet.
Yeah,
I lost
same.
you all. You know
It's
the worst
him
part
hacking
is?
into us and being like,
So
"How dare
he
you?"
had Thatcher's mostly cider, right? Although he claims he spent £8,000 on lager, but usually I don't like. Anyway, apparently he said, after this, I'm going to take a week off and then travel to cities across the country reviewing pints. People seem to like me watching in the pub. If you were having Madri, Thatcher's, and Magnus times 2,000, you don't like. That doesn't qualify you to review pints unless they're Thatcher's, Magnus, and Madri, but also only in comparison to if you went to that same pub for all 2,000. I don't know. It's just such a weird, wild idea.
I mean,
what the saddest thing is that you're having 2,000 beers, and yeah, you start off on the Magnus, but how did he not in that time think maybe I'll branch out and try and discover a different beer?
Yeah.
You know,
Just
why don't I
having
try a
10
Beaver
beers a
Town?
day, he didn't think, oh, there's more than 2 taps.
Yeah, yeah. I would be like, oh, just for
Huh.
just for
Like I
sake
don't
of it,
think
I'll
everyone
try
should be
it.
insane people who are like get excited for Squid Ink beer.
No,
That's
but you
fine,
think.
right? But there's a spectrum between I've had 8,000 pounds of cider and Madri, and in 200 days, and this nonsense. Oh my god, that's
How is he still alive though? That's what I
because
don't
he's
get.
25 and rich.
So when he got, yeah, 'cause the rich is probably he's probably bought 2 new livers out.
Oh, the best part is he said, I'm not really worried about the health implications because he's 25 and rich.
25,
There's
yeah.
no concept of like long-term damage.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
To be
and
25
actually-
again.
Yeah. I had. Oh God, I definitely had 10 beers yesterday. I couldn't do that for 200 days straight.
No, could you
Might
imagine?
have had. Yeah, 10's probably right.
Yeah, but that's like, as you say,
a lot.
not every day.
But yeah, also like,
That's like,
why?
okay,
Yes.
I'm going to
I mean, at
atone
least
for
he
the rest
spent
of the
10
week.
grand on Ubers, and I mean,
Well,
I don't know. Do you not have a local? Like, fucking stumble home.
Just walk. Yeah, absolutely. Just walk.
I mean, you need to burn off some of them calories.
Definitely. Yeah.
Mm.
Just the gym all morning because he clearly doesn't have a job. Just lives off inherited wealth. Before we drag this person who we know nothing about a little bit more, let's
we know enough, Ben.
Yeah. Just look at him.
No one has 18 grand to throw away in 200 days without some.
It's just so bizarre.
issues. Without some
I don't- I
issues,
don't-
I think is
get
the
it.
word to add
Get
in.
it.
And like I as someone who doesn't get traditional hangovers, I get like a bit of a low mood the next day, but I'm very
Lucky
functional,
you.
right? I'm 40, and that low mood is I'm noticing a lot more these days. So maybe I think I might have to start saying I get hangovers. It's just not bad. But like 200 days straight. What is your job that allows you to function? Like,
Yeah,
so like
drinking
even
that-
if you don't get hangovers, like it's not like physiologically there's an effect of that much alcohol.
To be honest,
on
he's
any
probably
body.
he's probably just
right?
an alcoholic, and he just got used to it, and he probably
Just
doesn't affect
monetized
him
it
anymore.
on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, like because it wouldn't affect you after
Yeah, maybe
like
that's it.
15 days. His withdrawals now, though. must be
Yes,
Well, he's saying he
insane.
can take a week off.
But the thing is,
I
with
think
alcohol
more.
withdrawal is dangerous. So it's like the next TikTok will be his family saying Jimmy died.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no!
it will be because like you don't go from 10 pints a day for 2 days to cold turkey and then not having
Repercussions.
seizures.
Absolutely.
That will kill you.
So if you, dear
He needs
listener,
to be going to rehab.
well, if you know this person, listener, get in touch with us and let us know. so we can intervene and make sure that they don't just have a week off. Or if you want to talk to us about any of the beers that you've been drinking or the games that you've been playing, you can do so at Tanked Upcast on the socials. I'm at Nova_47. Lucy is
I'm sorry.
dead.
Juicy Loose 9.
And Aadil is
At the Omniarch.
and you can catch us over on outoflives.net as well. We'll probably talk more into the night about this because it's absurd, but for you, for everybody watching, for everybody listening, that's it. It's the end of our conversation right here.
Yeah, just remember the Berlin Wall fell in November 1989.
Is that verified?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Fucking.
Yeah, we were all... hang on. I was about to say we were all alive
November
during that
9th.
time, but we weren't all alive during that time.
No.
Were we, Lucy?
Oh, no. Lucy, were you not alive when the Berlin Wall fell?
No, when they were picking up the rubble, I was.
Oh, that makes
Not
me
as it fell.
Oh. Also, my ex
Like
was
4
alive.
months after. Like five months after. I was there for it though.
Yeah.
In
In
spirit.
spirit. Yeah, in spirit. Absolutely. Good.
Yeah.
Technically,
so
I
anyway,
was around, but not.
Oh, you were.
I was
I was
a
going to say
fetus.
digesting. You were gestating. That's I think is the.
Yeah.
digesting. I mean, if
I mean,
you're
you would have.
gestating,
Yeah, sure.
kind
Yeah,
of,
you
Yeah.
are digesting.
I mean, it's not like
I was where I
you were
wanted
doing a lot
to
of
be.
bodily functions, and just digesting is one of them. But like, you know,
good.
I was
actually
where
did.
I wish I was now.
So
Warm and
dark in
cozy.
here,
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
yes.
Ooh. If I had a choice, I'd have never come out.
I mean, I think that's a lot of people.
Thank you for joining us this week. We've been tanked up. Goodbye.
Oh, I hope you keep the levels just the way this happened, where you said something goodbye and I just was guffawing over it. Bye.
Bye.
www.outoflives.net